revivalhouse.net. This is Aaron. I'm here with Zach, and we got a special commentary. Zach. How you feel about doing something special for the listeners out there?
We're doing something special, motherfucker.
It's special because we're kind of, we don't do a whole lot of stuff in anticipation of like a big release. So I think we should. Well, no, I take it back. I think we did the original Power Rangers movie.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I forgot about that. But we're going to do a two-parter here because as you guys might know, and the whole internet knows, the new Stephen King's It adaptation comes out 2 weeks from today, of this recording rather. And it's very anticipated. I'm actually excited for it. Just because, you know, Stephen King adaptations, man, they can go either way. They can be good or they can be shit. This one looks good. And the early press screenings for it have been very good. Like the people that I have heard that have been able to watch it, you know, they're all saying it's really good. So hopefully it's not like a situation like The Dark Tower, which I didn't see, but I hear that's just total fucking balls, right? But it didn't look good either. It didn't look special. It looked like it could have went either way. The It movie looks like it could do really well. And I think it'll do gangbusters, which is going to be great. I mean, I think they already said it's projected to, it's on pace to be the highest grossing horror debut and R-rated movie in general of all time. So that would be huge for horror. And I'm kind of cool with the whole like Stephen King comeback, like revival of doing his shit. And what a way for him to come back after The Dark Tower, just like literally 2 weeks ago, doing shitty. So, yeah. But we're going to start this off. We're going to split it into two parts. We're doing that for a couple of reasons. Obviously, it's extremely long. I think it's like 3 hours and 15 minutes, give or take, put together. But also, it just makes sense. I mean, nobody wants to hear us talk for 3 hours. But also, you know, the original miniseries, it was split up for the same purposes, I think. So, and not to mention, it works so well split up. Obviously, the first half is when they're children for the most part. And then the second part focuses on in the future when they are, or present day rather, when they're adults. So we're going to do it that way, and we'll kind of get these out close together, you know, in timing of the new movie coming out. But we're going to go ahead and start it. I think we have the DVD rip. I don't think it matters. I think whether you have the VHS, the DVD, the Blu-ray, I have the Blu-ray. It just, the second you turn it on, man, it just kicks in with the Stephen King's It logo and that creepy music, right? So it doesn't matter. So if you have any of those copies, follow along. We're ready to go. Are you ready to go? All right. We're going to do the old countdown. 3, 2, 1, play.
Hell yeah. Stephen King's It, motherfucker.
Yeah, I actually bought the Blu-ray just last week, and I watched this in preparation just 2 nights ago. So, and I know what a lot of people say, Harry Anderson of Night Court fame, a lot of people say, you know, it doesn't hold up, or it was never good to begin with. You know, the thing is when we were little, you know, our generation, when we were kids, when we first saw this, we kind of latched onto Tim Curry, the clown, Pennywise.
I think it's good.
Well, see, I don't think, but the thing is what most people remember, you know, this is still alive because there's infinite amounts of Tim Curry memes out there and GIFs, right? And I think it's just kind of grown this life beyond what the actual TV miniseries really was. And I think people are just kind of remembering, you know, key scenes. Any scene with Pennywise, they're remembering him behind the sheets. They remember him stretching out the shower sewer, the drain, and coming out of that. They're just remembering these little parts that freaked him out. I don't think anybody really remembers the movie around it, right?
Those really aren't even the best parts of the movie. The kids.
No, I agree, but I'm saying I think that's all people really remember. But a lot of people, I think that I agree. But I think a lot of people that go back and watch it these days might think it's dated, or, you know, like I said, they start seeing this 3 hour long movie with, you know, Pennywise isn't in it that much considering it's 3 hours long, right? He's not. So I don't know. I think people I think they have a different vision, like because of nostalgia and whatnot. But anyway, with that said, I've watched this movie quite a few times in my life. So it, you know, I've never really forgotten it. And I watched it in full a couple of nights ago. And you know, I'm with you. I think it's enjoyable. I think it's a good miniseries. You know, I don't think, I'm not one of those people that thinks the movie coming out in a couple of weeks is a remake. I'm of the party that thinks, you know what, this is the first theatrical film adaptation. And, you know, we all know that films are formatted and created differently than, say, a TV miniseries. So I think they're totally different animals, just like the book is, right? Different adaptations. And I don't know.
I missed everything you just said. That was weird. You went, I think, and then it just went, it went off, and I heard nothing.
Are you going to be able to hear it? I think that happened on the last podcast, and then I listened to the final, and I still couldn't hear myself. I thought me giving you my file, you're going to be able to plug that in, but it still went deaf.
I don't know what it's doing.
Hopefully that happens. If it doesn't happen, you'll have to look at that. Look at this fucking. This is creepy, man. When I was a kid, I remember this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love this scene right here. Watch.
Fucker right in the pussy.
I had to do
that.
The
scene I remember as a kid being really creeped out at is not really a scene I don't think people really talk about with the memes and whatnot and the GIFs that are alive today. But it's the scene where Pennywise or it is portraying the fat kid's dad in the swamp.
Mm-hmm.
Like that scene just burned in my head where he slowly became a clown, wearing the clown suit and before he actually turned into the full thing.
Were you ever scared of clowns growing up? I never was.
My brother was really freaked out by clowns. Yeah, I think I was. I mean, I have a personal history with that. I don't know where my parents or my grandparents got the notion that my little brother, who's a year younger than me, loved clowns. I don't know if they were just trolling him, but they just were under the impression that, he loves clowns. Let's get him everything clowns. And he fucking hated him. Like they got him a Bozo doll one year, and they got him this giant ass clown that was bigger than both of us. And it was just random creepy clown it was a stuffed clown. And this thing was so scary, man. And then, when you're laying in bed and you're a little kid and you got this fucking clown, it was just like the movie Poltergeist, right?
Mm-hmm.
This fucking doll, and it was so scary. And obviously, the story I've kind of touched on with the House of Kentucky, that'll be on the upcoming Paranormal podcast. My grandmother had this room that was nothing but marionette dolls and clowns, and it was so fucking scary. And it was literally wall to wall. It reminded me of this old Tales from the Dark Side episode. I believe there's an episode where there was like a whole bunch of marionettes. I'm not sure, but yeah, dude, they're fucking scary as shit. The thing is they should be. They're not really happy. I think, I think there's a dark side to clowns. I think they have a darker history than just like the fucking Bozo Super Sunday show,
Mm-hmm.
But
I never was afraid of clowns.
But, I don't know. I was just fucking thinking of that Captain Spaulding scene in Devil's Rejects. What's that? You don't like clowns? Don't we make you fucking laugh?
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, they're just creepy. I don't know. They look like demonic spawn. But yeah, I think it's
that was a good clown. Fucking John Leguizamo.
Yeah. Bad Crispy, clown not like.
That's who they should have got to play It the Clown was John Leguizamo. It
the Clown, Pennywise.
I call him It the Clown.
It the Clown. I think I'm happy. I like the new design for Pennywise. I just think he's a little overexposed. I think we spoke about this a couple of podcasts ago where I wish they wouldn't have shown him so much in the trailers leading up to it. I'm sure it helped in the marketing a lot, but like that original trailer, they showed just enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now they've just showed him so fucking much to where it's just kind of eh. But overall, I think his design is cool. And from what I hear, the way he's decked out with the darker clothes is more like he was described in the novel. Whereas in this one, dude, he looks like a party clown. He really does, with a big baggy Hammer suit, MC Hammer pants, and he looks borderline silly. And yeah, I don't know if Tim Curry's scary or funny or both in this.
Yeah. There's Olivia Hussey from Psycho 4 that played Norma Bates.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Mommy's Flower Water. She's hot. And then I think that's the guy from The Waltons, right?
Mm-hmm.
This movie is such a product of its time. It's a made-for-TV miniseries, so it stars TV royalty of the era. We got John Ritter, of fucking course. He's amazing. We got Harry Anderson, Night Court, Cheers, and this guy from The Waltons. I believe it's The Waltons. You got fucking Jonathan Brandis, the kid who killed himself right there. He was on Sequest. He was all over the place.
Do you know he killed himself the same year that John Ritter died?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, they were in sync.
It seems like I remember people talking about him dying before John Ritter died. It's weird.
I want to say young John Ritter, the fat kid. I want to say he was in the Wonder Years. Like, wasn't he in the Wonder Years like a couple episodes?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. So, and you got fucking Seth Green.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess he's not really a product this era. He didn't really kind of become Seth Green until a handful of years later, right?
He was also in an episode of Tales from the Dark Side.
Seth Green?
Yeah, when he was really young.
Oh, wow. It's funny how he never really got taller. I look at this movie and that's all I can notice is why he grew like another 3 inches.
He peaked.
He did peak.
I like that they put that fucking mark on his face on little Jonathan.
Oh, yeah, for consistency.
Yeah, that's funny.
They really didn't have to because sometimes moles develop over time, but it's kind of cool that they did. Maybe it's, I don't know. Sometimes there were so many kids where you confuse who the fuck's who.
Yeah.
But the only one that I forget about is the Jewish kid that will soon kill himself when he's an adult. Spoiler alert.
It's not soon. It's at the end of the fucking movie on this one.
It's, well, in the end of the first part. But anyway, yeah. I don't know. I just kind of always forget about him. Probably because he just kind of vanishes at the end of he's not in the second part. Yeah. I forgot how many fucking people die in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Eddie Spaghetti eats it. The Jewish guy. Yeah.
Seal it.
For pork. The kids are great, man. I especially love the bullies, right? The greaser gang. Belch, dude.
Jeffrey Bauer.
They're fucking, he does good.
Fat boy, how about a rocket in your pocket?
In your pocket.
I say that every time I light fireworks. Hey, fat boy.
Yeah.
How about a rocket in your pocket?
You're going to get a surprise. You're going to get such a surprise.
You remember doing this as a kid? Like if you had to go like in
the
basement, you just run down, grab what you needed and run back.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Do they ever revisit that basement thing?
I don't know. It was a couple pages in the book.
Dude, why did this kid just kiss his brother? Did you ever kiss like a brother on the face like that? I get it. He looks up to him.
I never had a brother.
But I don't know. We weren't a kissing family.
It's because you hate each other.
I'm going to have a brother? Yep. I'm going to have a brother.
I always wanted a brother.
Brothers don't shake hands. Brothers gotta hug. I like Bravo's fucking hands are like at a distance, like, oh, and he's lifting them up. That says Georgie. He's a cute kid. It's too bad he's gonna get it.
He's a little bitch. Fuck Georgie.
You know, when I first watched this miniseries as a kid, obviously this scene's extremely memorable. But I never realized his arm got ripped off. I know they mention it later on in the movie. They just kind of mention it in passing, but I guess the book's way more descriptive. So I'm looking forward to seeing.
He would have had to have like died from bleeding out
yeah, of course. So if Pennywise eats children, that's what I understand. I mean, at least in this movie, he's the eater of worlds and the eater of here he says the eater of worlds and children. In the book, he says he's the eater of worlds and the rapist of men, right? No, he does. That's what he says. They clean it up. Something like that.
Oh, I want to see fucking Georgie, man.
Come on, bucko.
How to make the movie better. You think he'll say
Very
it in the new
wise, your daddy. Very wise indeed. I am Pennywise the dancing clown. And you're Georgie. See? Now we know each other. I guess so. I gotta go. He's kind of creepy. I watched this scene and I wonder, all I can think about is how they made it. Like they really made fucking Tim Curry get down in the fucking sewer. No, it's cool. They had to open up a manhole and I guess get him down there.
Why the fuck?
And I wonder what was down there, if there's any rats or any gross things.
He's stepping in shit right now.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you like still be talking to this guy? You just see a clown in the sewer.
Dude. They act like kids weren't scared of clowns back then. They float.
You think Pennywise is a juggalo?
He's the original fucking juggalo. So he turns British all of a sudden. He really became Tim Curry there. Yo, float too. So
imagine getting a blowjob from that guy.
If he eats children, are they trying to say that he only ate the arm? Why didn't he pull them all down? Like, didn't you think he would have disposed of him?
He's like Freddy Krueger, man. He wants the rest of the kids to be afraid. He lives off.
Well, it is like Freddy Krueger. They want them to fear and believe.
Mm-hmm.
And this seems like New Nightmare. They should have had Pennywise dragging his body down.
That'd have been awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I touched him.
You know, for a movie though that's 3 hours long, or sorry, a miniseries, I guess it's kind of got a quality where it's kind of a slow burn, but I think it moves at a good pace, right?
Mm-hmm.
I really think it does. I watched it the other night, and it did not feel like three going on 3.5 hours.
Yeah, seems like it'd be longer.
Yeah,
because there are actual movies that are 3 hours long, and this is a miniseries.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm looking. See, because they had to be so subtle with things because of it being on TV. That's a cool effect.
I guess this was like really pushing the envelope for when it came out.
Oh, you mean like
the blood coming out of it?
Are we talking technology wise, effects wise? Are we talking just pushing the envelope
Seeing
as far as rating
on TV? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was about to say. Was I really think for the era they did, they really pushed it, and I know some things they had to remain very subtle on, and because of that, watching it as a child, you miss tons of stuff. It's just like Freddy Krueger, right? Like when you were a kid, I never quite grasped the concept that Bev was probably getting molested by her father. Yeah. You know,
I don't think as a kid I ever realized that they couldn't see the blood. I thought like they thought he put blood on the book or something. It didn't register.
Yeah. Well, back what I was saying in the book though, like Bev was getting molested by her father. Like I'm all for some subtleties because I think it just kind of, you know, we're not stupid. We don't have to be spoon fed, but I hope they do it in a clever way. I hope they do address it in a very clever way. That, you know, there was child abuse going on, and I want, you know,
that dissolve game was on point.
Yeah. That obviously the new movie as well is not going to have the tunnel sewer child gangbang.
It's not.
No, they've addressed that, and you know, even Stephen King has addressed that it's pointless. He's like, you know, I don't know where I was when I wrote that. He's like, it was a different day and age. You know, he would never write that today. You know,
kids are fucking each other younger and younger. Why not?
That always sounded so fucking stupid. My brother who died, yes, George, as if he doesn't fucking know his brother's name. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think she'd know that story pretty well, or she wouldn't have to. You know what I'm saying? If you're married to somebody, wouldn't that be weird?
Yeah.
It's like if I told my future wife, hey, you remember my dad who died? Oh yes, Michael. I'm like, yeah, I know my dad's fucking name.
This is kind of weird. He says that he forgot though. Did he forget all the shit that happened? Or like, I always assumed he forgot George even or something. I want to fuck that mark on his face.
When he stuttered a second ago, it kind of reminded me of Saved by the Bell when Zach wrote Cool School.
I didn't watch Saved by the Bell like you did.
Riverman loves that fucking show. I watched it because it was just something you did. It was always on before school. It was always on at syndication. And it's like, I know all those fucking episodes. But yeah, man, like Riverman's actually obsessed with it. He loves that fucking show. It's not something I watch anymore.
What the fuck is up with Riverman? Where is that motherfucker?
Oh, I don't know. I actually talked to Riverman today. More fucking SNES classics went on sale today. Pre-order Walmart.
Really?
Walmart released some more, and it was like at 3 p.m. And I got the alert. I'm signed up for text alerts, and I got alerted in the middle. I was on the interstate, and because I love Riverman to death, I fucking pulled over and fucking squirmed and got him one. because I felt bad because he did. Because when I pre-ordered 4, and then the 4th one got canceled. And since I had already talked to you and my brother was with me, you know, you guys already had dibs basically, you know, I wasn't going to go back on those, and I hadn't told Riverman yet, you know? So I felt bad about that, even though it really wasn't my fault, but I pulled over and I fucking got him one. And then I immediately texted him and he's like, oh, I got one too. Because the problem, we're both signed up for the same alerts. The problem the last time was they did it at like midnight and he was asleep. So this one he was on top of. So now I have an extra one that I guess I'm going to try and see if my other brother wants one just because I have it. If not, I'll just cancel it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It's kind of worth keeping just in case one of them gets fucking canceled, you know, because I'm always like nervous now, and then I can always return it after. I don't know. Either or, you know. But I won't be scalping it, man. I'm so against that fucking shit. It pisses me off, man.
We got fucking John Ritter here, baby.
You said Ritter?
Yeah.
That's a regular butterball.
You notice that they have John Ritter talk about how fat he used to be during his fatter days?
Oh, you mean he was fatter here?
Yeah, he's not totally skinny here. Like
no, I thought that was funny last time I watched it too. It's not like he's some big buff guy, you know?
Yeah, he maybe because he's like rich or something. He's just one of those guys.
Well, and he talks about later on, I think in part 2, where he talks about how he lost the weight. He's like, oh yeah, I started running like Forrest Gump, and then he's like all state track and doing all this shit, and he was like in shape. And I'm like, it's funny because he's not like that guy. He doesn't look like that guy that played football and was track, and you know.
Yeah, it's like they cast John Ritter. And he was in his bigger days, and they're just like, oh, fuck it, we're not going to change the script.
Yeah. He's a great actor. I love John Ritter. I think he's a really good actor.
John Ritter's the motherfucking man. I would suck John Ritter's dick.
Oh, hey, I forgot to tell you, a little off topic, but today I picked up some goodies. And, here in Arizona, actually, you know, all over the West, we have Fry's Electronics. Are you familiar with them?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So I don't think they're in the Midwest. They're not in the Midwest, I don't believe. I'm not sure if they're on the East, but they have them out here in the West. And they're great because I think they are the only physical retailer that sells Region 1 Arrow Blu-rays, right?
Oh.
Yeah, and they have a ton. They literally sell all of them. They have them. It's great. They do charge about $20 to $25 a piece, right? Mm-hmm. But at least you can get the Region 1, because I think a couple of years ago they started Arrow started somewhat of a campaign, like a crowdfunding campaign to get their shit in America, because they know there's like an underground following in America, and they sit there and import their shit and get region free Blu-ray players. So they did, and you can find them at Fry's. Anyway, I couldn't help myself, man. I got they had the Scarlet box, the Hellraiser, the actual huge box set, and I have the Arrow English version that a buddy of mine sent me, but it's not it's the 3 movies, and it's got a nice cover in a box that in case that has all 3 cases in there, kind of like the Amityville Horror box set, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not the whole decked out box set where, you know, it's got unique packaging, and it's got an extra like you know, it's got artwork and all kinds of extra shit. And I just had to have it, man. And it was on sale. Got it for $60. Anybody got a Fry's near them? Go get it. It's usually like $85, $90. So I couldn't say no to that. And Fry's, not that I'm trying to do a commercial for Fry's here, but they're the place to go because, man, they always fucking run incredible specials on Blu-ray. They always run shit tons of Blu-rays for like $3. And I just go, I'm in hog heaven when I go there. I already have Evil Dead 2 on Blu-ray, the 25th anniversary edition. But I guess they just released another version of it, and it's got alternate artwork. I don't know if it's a different transfer. It's probably the exact same. And it's got a bunch of special features. So I don't know. I haven't checked to see if they're the exact same ones that are on the 25th anniversary. But the reason why I got this was it was only $4, and it comes with a digital version. So I can upload that to Voodoo Zach.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's cool. And I got the movie I swore to you I'd never buy. I'd never buy. But it was only $3. Dumb and Dumber 2. It's got Blu-ray, DVD, and digital HD, so this will go up on Vudu as well tonight. Who knows? I might give it another chance for that. I'm sure it still sucks. I went ahead and finally got Reservoir Dogs. It's not my favorite Tarantino movie, and I always pass it up because it's kind of a cheaper Blu-ray. But they had it for $2.99, so I went ahead and got it, and it's got digital as well. And they also run fucking video games on, real cheap, man. I mean, they had a whole bunch of like $20 PS4 games for like $9.99, so I picked up a couple of titles. But
did you play the Mega Man yet? The new
I haven't gotten a chance. I bought it just a day before yesterday, and I had to run errands all fucking day today, man. All day, so I haven't had a chance. I might try and dig into that tonight if I'm not too tired. But I was telling Zach before we started the podcast here that, I wish there was more hours in a day because I get nostalgic and I want to play video games. I wish I could just bury myself in like an old role-playing game, play Final Fantasy 6 or 7 or 4. But it's just, I don't have that much time anymore. It's tough to commit myself. Movies are perfect, right? I can lay down and enjoy a movie for 2 hours. But and it's not that I couldn't play a big video game that had like an investment if I did like a couple hours a night as well, just like I do a movie. But the thing about getting invested in a video game is it just does something to me. All I can do is think about the video game, and it just slows down productivity. Like I can't write anymore. I can't do anything anymore. I don't know. It just affects everything else.
Really?
Yeah, I can't. Well, I still do everything else.
And I never got that.
The thing is it doesn't. I don't get addicted to video games. Like I could easily sit there and play, The Witcher and dive into one of those big MMOs that I'm afraid to. MMOs are just a big role playing game, open world shit. But and I could easily put in just like 2 hours a night, limit myself to that. But it's so weird because when I do that, it's like my creative part of my brain that I use for writing and other stuff, music, whatever. It just sort of like gets occupied by a video game, and I can't explain why, but I'm incapable of like writing. I'm either in one mode or the other, and it's a real sacrifice. So I'm like almost afraid to do that.
That would suck.
It does, man.
How big do you think Brandis' dick was?
What about Eddie Spaghetti? Why are we talking about Brandis? Look at Eddie Spaghetti.
Because Brandis.
That's my asthma.
Yeah.
Dude, he's a perfect geek. He plays such a good weakling.
I'd fuck him.
I feel like I've seen Belch other places too.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm just remembering him from it, and I don't realize it.
Maybe. This is the only part I remember him from right here. When he burps. Remember when he dies?
He burps more than once.
Oh, yeah. That's the only part I remember, though. But remember when he dies, they're like, Belch! And he won't respond.
There it is. When he floats and he gets sucked into that tube.
Yeah.
And he's like, Belch! Yeah.
It's empty.
Tastes like battery acid.
There's a battery acid, you slime. Isn't this such a weird concept, though? Like, even in the book, where it is some being that's been around for millions of years, and, like, he was described as being this giant intergalactic turtle, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was alive for millions and millions of years. Giant intergalactic turtle. And I don't know how he got to Earth. I don't know why he's on Earth, but he does, and he lives in the sewers. And why he takes the image of a clown. I mean, I get it to attract kids, but, they should be fucking scared of clowns.
He should have looked like a Ninja Turtle.
Yeah. No, not in this era.
You know what's funny is
this is the 1960s, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I read in the trivia that John Ritter must have been the only one working on the movie that had read the book, because while they were filming, like, towards the end, they're like, you guys gonna show the turtle? Like, how are you guys gonna do that? And they thought he was fucking crazy.
Huh. Oh, wait, like nobody it was working on the movie read the book?
I guess so. That was so funny just out of nowhere. Like,
I don't get it. So
turtle.
Pennywise, its natural form is supposed to be the spider. I thought it was described as that was his natural form, but yet they say he was an intergalactic turtle for millions of years. So is that his real form, or is the spider?
I don't
What's
remember.
going on?
I don't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, I remember the turtle, and I don't remember much about. I remember some parts from the book that didn't make it onto the Wasn't there like a giant bird at one point that he looked like?
Oh, yeah. In the book, he spends a lot more time as different forms. Yeah. And this one, they really focus on the clown, minus the teenage werewolf. And I don't know what he was. In the scene where he gets the Jewish kid, like after they defeat him, and he looks like a mummy, is that supposed to be the clown, just like all burnt up? Or is he like supposed to be like a mummy or a zombie?
Yeah.
Has he taken the form of something else?
I think he was a mummy because they watched a movie with the mummy in it, like the werewolf.
Well, I thought that was the teenage vampire movie where they got Seth Green.
Yeah, as a werewolf.
No, Teenage Werewolf. That's what I fucking meant. I said that 2 minutes ago too.
I think because they went to the movies a lot.
Yeah.
So it was probably another one.
Did you ever sit there and write love letters out in the open without closing your door and stuff? Curled up on your bed?
I never wrote a love letter ever. Like that time you did, and then they called you up during the class. No, it wasn't really a love letter. That was shitty.
Look at those fake ass WWE punches.
You should have beat the shit out of those teachers for doing that shit. Am I cutting out again? Check. You there?
I think they do a really good job of giving enough backstory of each character, minus the Jewish kid. They just don't. He gets nothing, right? That's why he's so forgettable.
Which one's the Jewish kid?
Huh?
Which one's the Jewish kid?
He's the one that kills himself later. They describe him as a Jewish when because he's already friends with Seth Green's character, so he kind of get tags along, and he's always so forgettable. But he's crucial because he's the one that actually stares into its deadlights, right? And that's kind of why he kills himself later, and he was impacted a little differently.
I always thought it fucked him. That's why.
Well, who knows what happened in the book? I mean, I'm familiar with the book. I've read parts of it, but like I've never actually read the whole thing. I know I'm familiar with the differences. I haven't read every Stephen King book, and speaking of that though, the turtle, it's kind of cool how he has a bit of a shared universe going on, because I hear the turtle, the intergalactic turtle, makes an appearance in movies like I don't know if it's books like Dreamcatcher, or I can't remember all the different books.
It's in the Dark Towers.
That's what I meant. The Dark Towers. That's crazy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Here's that scene.
Yeah, this scene fucked me up when I was a kid. Daddy? Did you ever call your dad Daddy?
I don't know. Maybe
is that a green screen behind him or no?
It looked a little weird.
Let's look at it again.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it does. Huh?
I don't know. I can't tell.
I think it is, because I'm trying to look to see if that little water he's set. Yeah, look, he's standing on the water. I think it's like that part's a set.
Huh.
It's still really effective. Look how he waves at him. It's so funny. All right, points at him. Yeah. So what, is fucking dad drown in that fucking water? What's the significance of this?
Oh man, your lips aren't moving.
It's like a haunted attraction skeleton.
Yeah.
So John Ritter was sitting here thinking about all of that we just watched for the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
He just sat there thinking about everybody.
They all do that. I think in the book it talks about it like they're remembering it for the first time since it happened.
No, they sort of touch on this too, because the first guy, he said the same thing. He's like, when he was telling his wife about, his brother Georgie, he told her, he's like, well, hey, he was murdered, and I forgot until now. They were all repressed.
Yeah, I remember I mentioned that, but you didn't respond. Like, did he forget his brother?
I'm sorry. Yeah. So they've all repressed it. Repressed it. And then what you'll see when Tim Reed's character, when he starts making the phone calls to all his old friends, they all have the same reaction, where like they get deer in headlight looks when he says who he is, and it all comes starting to flood back to him. And they make mention that they kind of forget everything. But Tim Reed's character does not forget, because he's the only one that never left Derry, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of interesting. This character, he plays a good asshole.
This guy was in the book more too, because like I think I keep just calling him It Fucking Pennywise, he tries to get him to go to the town to get her back. He kind of like he does with fucking Bowers, but he ends up killing him when he's there. It's been a while. I don't remember much of it.
He looks like Rick Springfield.
Who dat?
Jesse's girl? No, I'm with Jesse's girl.
Aunt Becky?
No. No.
It should have been.
But they play this part. They play this part really well. No, there's a lot of shit in the book, man. That book's like the Bible if you've ever seen it. It's so massive. And, I mean, in true Stephen King fashion, there's like pointless, perverted scenes. I've mentioned it before, but there's the scene in the junkyard where Bauer is fucking teaching probably Belch, one of the other friends, bullies, how to jerk off, and they start masturbating each other.
That ain't pointless.
In the middle, it wasn't for you. It's the first time you probably fucking blew a load. But, and then a couple of the kids are like hiding behind a refrigerator watching or something. It's the most awkward thing. And I don't think it serves a purpose other than to further establish that Bauer's insane. I don't know. But there's already enough there.
I'd fuck her. She ain't bad.
Oh, she's all right. She's okay. I love when fucking it pretends to be her and makes out with John Ritter. And then he looks in the mirror and sees like the fucking Mickey Mouse clown glove on one of her hands. And then he turns and it turns into Pennywise. He's got the smeared lipstick and he says, "Kiss me, fat boy."
That's from the second part, right?
Yeah, it's the second part. Why doesn't he kill them when he has the chance? Is he just having a fun game scaring them?
I guess.
Because he does that all through the first part too, right? Like, for example, every one of the kids, he does that where you have Eddie Spaghetti in the shower and he comes out of the drain and he just says, "Hey, you know, I'm gonna drive you crazy and then I'll kill," you know, he just pops in to scare him and then he goes away. Maybe he needs that fear, I guess. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. The girl that plays the little version of Beverly, have you ever seen Ginger Snaps?
You broke up, man. I can't hear you.
Have you ever seen the movie Ginger Snaps?
Still can't hear you. You sound like a fucking robot right now.
The movie Ginger Snaps with fucking...
Oh, he's back, folks. Ginger Snaps. I've seen Ginger Snaps.
With Catherine Isabel, that hot chick. She played the little sister, and she looks the fucking same. It's weird.
Ginger Snaps came quite a few years later, though.
Yeah, so she looks the fucking same. Like, she never grew up either.
Wait, she played the little sister?
Yeah.
Because Ginger Snaps, I believe, was what, 2003? So probably 11 years later. I think it was 2003.
In real life, she's like older than the older sister, but yeah, she still looks as young.
She would have been in her early 20s. Wow.
It's weird.
I'll have to go back and check that out because I want to see I just want to see it. But Ginger Snaps is pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
she
slow down,
nailed
shot.
that motherfucker.
It's been too long since the last time, Bevy.
If you ever come near me again, I will kill you. Do you understand?
Oh.
Kill you.
She kind of looks like Jesse's girl.
What? Is that like
from Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Oh, I thought that was another Rick Springfield fucking joke. And
yeah, I just jumped to that again because you said it, but it fit. She
doesn't look any. Jesse's girl looks like fucking Meryl Streep.
But she looks like her now. Like if you've seen her recently.
No, I'll have to look at her. She's better looking than Jesse's girl. I'll tell you that. Jesse's girl is fucking kind of a dog. I thought very plain looking.
Oh, fuck you.
Daddy, breakfast is ready.
Looking.
They should have got Catherine Isabel to play this character
when she was
even alive.
Yeah, she would have been alive. I don't know how old she is. She might have been a little too young. I'm going to look it up, actually.
Look at this fucking loser. Why not just go say it? Just like, "Hey, bitch, let me stick my dick in your mouth."
January embers.
You know, I mean, how old are these kids supposed to be? I mean, because Catherine Isabel was 10. I mean, she was born in November 81, so she would have been 10 or 11, maybe probably still 10 when filming it, going on 11, which is probably accurate for the character. But how old do you think this actress is?
I don't know. You think he slaps her ass like that when he's fucking her?
They should have got Bob Saget to play him. Another TV actor of the day.
That would have been weird.
So what blows me away is, well, maybe I'm answering my own question here, but she obviously was very defiant from a young age, so it kind of makes you wonder why she fell into that cycle of being with abusive men,
Mm-hmm.
Because it seems like she stood up for herself even here, but I guess it makes sense because she probably forgot everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, 'cause she was so strong and stuff, fighting the clown and all that shit, but...
I think that's like a common thing too. Like it makes them more likely to be okay with abusive men if their parents.
No, of course. I'm just saying, like, she seemed pretty independent here. I'm just saying, I guess it makes sense if she kind of forgot all the shit and repressed all these memories for her to regress. But did you ever run away from home in fear of getting your ass beat? I did. Some days I would run out the door and run away and just like not come home.
That's awesome.
I would, man, because it's like.
Did.
I don't know. It was better. I mean, it's like, well, I'm going to get an ass beat anyway. At least I'd rather run away and...
My parents never whipped me.
Oh, man. I'm not even talking about whipping, man. My dad would fists everything. I mean,
I'm just joking. My parents whipped me. I'm just joking.
Yeah, you got spanked?
Yeah.
I got
Spank
the belt
did.
bare ass, man.
Ow.
Did you get
Did
the
you
bare ass?
come? I don't think so. Did you come?
I always... did you say that I come?
Yeah.
No, dude. Fuck.
I automatically come.
I always
get smacked on the ass.
Whenever my father wasn't around and my mother gave me the and she gave me the spank, it was always the greatest thing in the world because it's like, yeah, because she didn't hit hard. She didn't hit hard at all. So it's like, and obviously I would have to pretend like it did hurt or something so it would be good. But I think my mom had a little bit more of a heart than my dad, though. But man, when she said, when she put my dad on the job, that was horrible. And then when my dad did it, man, you screamed. And like, I made sure that, oh, fuck, man, if maybe he missed one, I made sure I pretended like I got it good. Because that was the worst thing is if he didn't hear you scream. If he didn't hear you scream and shout and cry, that means he wasn't doing his job right.
That's fucked, man. I sometimes I want to go back in time because it's like just be yourself then, because it's like it's scarier because it wasn't like you yelled because it hurt, it was just scary. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's how it was for me.
Dude, my shit hurt. Are you kidding me? Yeah, my bare-assed belt, and the thing is the belt never stayed on the ass. He would just hit whatever, if you're squirming or you're whatever. He would just hit wherever the fuck he wanted. And like I said, it wasn't even always belts. I got thrown through walls in my day, for fuck's sake, and fists.
Fuck
and
me.
So
that's why you turned out to be such a fucking ass.
Yeah, I know.
No, but that'd be awesome to like go back in time and just fuck with my dad. Like he starts smacking me and I just don't make a noise. And then if he's like, oh, I gotta make him like make some noise or he won't learn. Yeah. And then just be like, oh yeah, oh. See what he does.
Like just awesome. Freak him out. Yeah, because what's he gonna do? Keep doing it? Please, good, stop doing it anymore. Oh, and you turn around, you got a little wood. Fucking sick.
Yeah, like I mentioned it before we like recorded that my back's been fucking up, and I just remembered that I took some like muscle relaxers, and I think it's like making me like loopy.
Where are you getting the muscle relaxers, man? Oh man,
I was over there.
I hope one of our loyal listeners isn't a cop. Popo.
Oh shit!
You're taking prescription medication, man. You're gonna get in trouble.
Guy that's listening, man, you should take that off the books, man. That shit's stupid. We should all just get high all the time.
If they took that seriously, then they'd also have to take seriously all the fucking kid fucking jokes you make too. It's not serious.
Yeah.
Don't take anything. All this is off the record. This scene's really weird because up until this point, the clown, Pennywise, whatever, has sort of haunted each little kid with something that's very particular to their lives. Like, you know, you have the chubby kid and his father. You have the main kid and Georgie. But those kids that are dead in the sewer that, you know, was coming out of the sink, those voices, they mean nothing to her. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's just kind of weird.
I guess the names they were saying are people that worked on the movie too, like producers.
Oh.
There was a spider.
Somebody peeping in on you, girl.
He's like, nobody hits that pussy but me.
Oh, God. Isn't it kind of creepy that he's a janitor, too? Which is kind of like Freddy Krueger, right? Wasn't he kind of like the fucking janitor? What was Freddy Krueger?
In the original, he worked at like a fucking, what's it called, a factory. And then in the remake, he was at the kindergarten.
Okay.
Which is funny. It's like, why is the boiler room there? There's no boiler room in a kindergarten. What the fuck?
If you try, you'll die.
You die. If you try.
Where, like I said, this shit is very all weird, right? It's just Stephen King, a clown that lives in the sewers that's intergalactic, but real form is of a spider that has fucking deadlights, whatever the fuck those are. And it's just so fucking wacky, man. And
Deadlights.
And what is, they all float. Does that have some more significance in the book? Or what does that mean? I mean, because I get why he said it to Georgie. You know, do they float? It's like, you know, they float. You know, he asked, did the balloons float? And he said, yes, they float. You'll float too. But why does he say it to like the fat kid in the swamp with the skeleton? We all float down here, George. What does it mean? I don't get it.
I don't know. They're ghosts. The
It's just
ghosts
a
can float.
You know who he reminds me of?
He's talking about like the shit in the sewer. It floats.
The floaters. This guy that plays old Eddie Spaghetti here looks like fucking Otacon from Metal Gear Solid. I always thought he looked like Otacon. I always thought he looked like fucking live action Otacon.
I always see, like, anytime I think of Otacon, I think of that part from the second game after his sister dies, and everybody leaves, and he goes back into that little control room, and the bird goes, how? And he just, like, slow motion falls down to his knees and starts crying, like,
M.
It's so awesome.
He even sounds like Otacon with this kind of faggy voice.
Oh, you be nice to man, you're so gaysist.
He's got a Norman Bates thing going on with his mom.
Gaysist.
That's funny. Did you just make that up?
No.
Why does he have a driver, dude? What does he do? Or did he get a ride?
Probably.
I can't believe he still lives with his mom.
Oh, leave him alone. Oh, hey. Yeah, if you can get away with living with your parents until you're like 30, do it. That's awesome. You save a lot of fucking money.
That they're all supposed to be 40 in this, by the way.
Are they?
Yeah. And okay, so I guess they just sort of alluded that he has a like a driver company, like a limo company, because he just asked him very briefly, do we have enough drivers to cover next week?
Yeah, see, he can live on his own. He just lets his mom pay for his bills anyway. That's a man.
His mom's just overbearing. Yeah, look at this. I wish I could be like Quantum Leap, Sam Beckett, and go back to like the 50s and 60s and go to the movie theaters. You know, I'd love to go back in the old days and watch these old movies because dude, I bet the movies were really like this. You know, people everywhere throwing popcorn at the screen because it was more of an event back in the day because you know this shit didn't play on TV. It's like you know, and there was no home video release. There was no. I don't think there was any Betamax at this point. So
I can't even think of that. That's weird.
Yeah, it's like back in the day, if you wanted to see a movie, you had to go to the theaters, and that was your only chance.
And you could only see it again if it like came back through theaters. Like they never.
Yeah, it's like back in the days when Psycho came out. It's like you had to see it in the theater. That was it, and you really did. It's almost like, hey, did you guys see Psycho? Did you guys see Psycho? And it's like a concert. Either you did or you didn't.
Mm-hmm. If I were you guys. I just stay over, look in the mirror.
This is the guy that became the famous comedian. He's not funny.
He's really like goofy as an adult too. Like none of his jokes I remember landing.
No, he's like a Dave Coulier comedian. Like when they show at the end of the movie, like where are they now? What they did later, and they show like, oh, and he went to he's now making a movie, and he's got the movie they show him recording is the stupidest like Dorf goes fishing looking bullshit with props, and I'm like, this is a movie.
Yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah, I've only seen the second part like twice in my life.
What? So you stop after the first part?
Yeah, like I remember after, like I didn't even realize there were two parts until like quite a while. Maybe I just had a tape of the first one and didn't know.
That's the Jewish kid.
Yeah,
Boy Scout.
I don't remember what happens to him. Is he the one that has the big bird come after him in the book?
I don't know.
Yeah.
He in this one, he's still significant. He's the guy that kills himself at the very end of this first part, obviously. So he's not in the second part, except when they have the scene where he's the severed head in the refrigerator, and it's Pennywise like talking to him. But like I said, he's significant because when they go down in the tunnels at the end of the first part to kill it, he gets left behind, or he gets, it's Bauer. Bauer kind of like grabs him from the group and takes him off, and he witnesses when the Deadlights and Pennywise shows himself for its real form and sucks up Belch. And he witnesses that, and I guess he was never the same again. And that's when fucking Bauer's hair turns white. But then he had another encounter. They described that later where, after they defeated him in the tunnels, he had another encounter with the mummy in the house. But then remember, it maybe you're right with the bird thing, because they say all he could do was name all the birds he knew by heart. He had a bird book. But that's the only mention that they make in this fucking entire miniseries, that he's into birds. It's just like all he could think of was to name every bird he knew. But maybe they dive deeper into that in the book.
Yeah, I think he was bird watching when it happened. And then like it was fucking Pennywise was the giant bird. And he had like the colorful like feathers.
Like a clown feathers?
Yeah.
Well, obviously they can do so much more in a book. I mean, go crazy with what his forms can be. I can see why they really focused on the clown because of how doable it was, for a TV.
Did you have to take showers at school?
Not when I was this kid's age.
Yeah. It's weird.
No, and why isn't he wearing flip-flops, man? Was toe fungus not a thing back then?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who does that, dude? If you so much as step into a gym locker room without flip-flops, you will get athlete's feet. It's like it's not even a gamble, man.
That's gross.
It is. One time I forgot my flip-flops, and I'm like, one time's not going to hurt me. I can dodge it. What are the odds? Dude, one time, and I got fucking athlete's feet, and you have to buy Tinactin and fucking get it out. And
you should just pissed on your feet.
I don't think that works for that.
That's what I heard.
Look at this. It's definitely effective, but look how easy this would have been. Like you just know the people are behind there, like pushing these giant rods through, like the set hands.
I would have been like, "Fuck yeah, that's cool."
If Pennywise was really a threat and creepy, he would have turned them into giant dicks, and they would have been spraying them
with cum.
Yeah, it would have been a lot
a little
like
kid covered in cum.
It would have been very reminiscent of the scene from Ghostbusters 2 when Vigo's getting slimed, Vigo Ray.
Yeah.
Where they're shooting all their slime gums at slips. Why does he live in the sewers, though? I don't understand. That's the most random thing.
He's into the scat.
He's into scat? Oh, look out. Here comes this Pee Wee Herman claymation.
Oh, that's nice.
It's awesome. I miss claymation.
Nice. I like claymation, yeah.
Huh? Yeah, I do too.
I wonder if they're freaking out that was going to wash his makeup off.
Oh, that's a good point.
He's probably not even really underneath the water.
Not right there, especially.
He was getting rain on his face in the Georgie scene.
He was in the sewer, though. You think the rain was hitting him?
Yeah, it was like bouncing off and hitting his face.
Oh, well, I'm sure they had waterproof paint back then. Why does he just like flaunt his teeth there? He looks like he was coming. He just kind of lifted his head and his eyes roll back in his, skull,
Cool.
and he's doing that. Oh,
Maybe he does.
Otacon's crown, bitch, right there too.
That would have been great if he just fell to his knees and started crying like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him Otacon from here on out. Eddie Spaghetti is now Otacon.
Have you started playing the new one yet, motherfucker?
I don't own it.
Get that shit.
That's another game,
the
dude.
game that you're gonna start playing and you're gonna get into. I think.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's the next big one that I would reserve, but I'm scared. I'm scared to play it. I'm scared.
What are you afraid of, bitch?
I'm afraid I'm not gonna get a lot done, man. But
then
I also
get shit done. Fuck it.
One game I have to play, and I got to pre-order it, which reminds me, is Ni no Kuni 2. Ni no Kuni was my favorite game of the last generation, so I will make time for that. I will put aside and just take it like a man, because I have to play it.
Why are they laughing at this bitch? What are they encouraging him for?
They couldn't fill that audience. Usually TV shows fill those seats, free tickets. They make sure it's full. I mean, how big of that show could that have been? There's like nobody in the seats. And they even say that he was going to do the Tonight Show right now. Like, he's going to fill in for the Tonight Show for Carson when he has to leave and go to Derry. He's like, get Leno to do it. Hiya, pal.
So, do you think, like, the extent of them forgetting, do you think they don't even really remember these guys? Like, if Georgie, or the fucking, what's his name? Georgie's brother saw him on TV, do you think he'd recognize him?
That's a good point. Like, he knows that he's famous and stuff and sees him on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how deep it goes. That's interesting. Well, also, is it more of a case of them just forgetting, or do they forget and remember things differently? Because, I can't think of his fucking name, the main guy, the stutterer, John the Stutterer, or whatever.
I couldn't think of his name either.
What's his name?
I forgot to.
Fuck, I can't think of it. But he knows and acknowledged George died because he told his wife, but he forgot that he was murdered. So did he make up another reason how he died? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's weird.
And what about his parents? Does his parents just go along with it? Like, yeah, he died of pneumonia.
If his parents are even still around.
You'd think his parents would always... I don't know. You'd think it'd be a constant reminder.
Yeah.
Not to mention, man, those murders, all those kids were getting murdered in Derry, small town Derry. How could they forget about that? That's one of those things, and they never caught the supposed quote unquote killer. That's one of those things that would have been talked about for decades to come, right?
Mm-hmm.
This unnamed fucking serial killer that was killing these kids in a small town. That's like stuff of legend, and he was never caught, supposedly. How did they forget this shit? Oh, his name's Bill. You're a good storyteller, Bill.
Oh, Bill. Little Bill.
Little Bill. Shut up.
Seth Green, he was just fucking he was just fighting off a fucking werewolf. He went on to be a werewolf in Buffy. Crazy.
Oh, was he? I never watched Buffy. I'm straight.
Oh, you suck.
How about you, Bev?
A painter, maybe. My dad's been teaching me how to draw.
Fighter pilot. When I'm old enough, I'm going to join the Air Force.
I wonder where these actors went. I mean, obviously Seth Green went on to do other things, and we have Sequest, Jonathan Brand. Oh, and Sidekicks. He was in Sidekicks. Fucking.
Why didn't we do Sidekicks?
Yeah, Joe Piscopo action, Chuck Norris. But what about the others? I wonder what they're doing now. I need to look at the cast. I'm curious. I'm curious what Beverly's doing. The young Beverly. Oh, you said she went on to do Ginger Snaps, but
yeah,
what is the cliche fucking? Oh, the Irish cop,
Mm-hmm.
Don't officer nail me.
I showed them how it's my fault.
Eh?
It was my idea.
Me too.
Yeah, I was in on it too. And me. I
Isn't it kind of interesting that Stephen King bases almost all of his stories in Derry, Maine, but Derry's fictional, right? Derry doesn't exist itself.
Yeah.
So if you come down here to play, come together like you are now, understand? That means
Like that seems really unrealistic too. Like if there's another child missing, there's this guy out there, he keeps killing these children. So if you guys come down here in the woods, make sure you come together. You'd think that they would set a curfew and like, hey, nobody fucking leave your house or something, you know?
I think they do put a curfew.
In the book,
I think in the movie too, maybe.
they don't say nothing about no curfew. He just told them, make sure you guys come down here together as you are now.
The teacher says it. She's like, whenever we first meet the fat kid, she says it as the scene changes.
All right, twerp. Who threw it, huh? Was it you? It was you, wasn't it?
Wasn't it?
And you might live through this, Four Eyes.
He's not fucking scary. Fuck this kid.
I think he does a good job. I wonder where he's at, what he went on to do. I wonder if any of these characters went on to like be like in Boy Meets World. Oh, what a tough guy. He's smearing mashed potatoes on his glasses. Big whoop.
Yeah, he went on to play Harley Kiner in Boy Meets World.
You talking about Pinsky, dude?
No, remember Harley Kiner?
I don't.
The buddy that, yeah, Pinsky's buddy. Like,
That's the
Yeah,
fat
that-
guy.
yeah, there was the fat guy, and then the guy that was above them all was Harley Kiner. He called him Baboon.
That's
Oh,
fucking
dude.
Jungle to Jungle.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Wait,
You're lying
So
to me.
are you lying? So wait, no, are you saying he really wasn't that, or are you just fucking with me?
No, yeah, Harley Kiner. You don't remember Harley Kiner from Boy
I don't
Meets
fucking-
World?
No, I don't.
Look him
don't
up,
remember.
motherfucker. He called Corey Baboon.
Okay, does Bauer play him or not? Or are you fucking with me? Just tell me.
I was joking. He doesn't play him. But did you
Okay,
see the
then.
guy that Seth Green ran into? That was the smoking guy from X-Files. And Seth Green was on the first episode of X-Files.
Was he?
Mind blown.
Mr. Marsh? This is like Freddy Krueger, dude, in the cellar, like the janitor.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be Pennywise, though. This is like a Freddy Krueger scene. Look at the red.
I had a little accident in the cafeteria.
Oh, he's gonna be the
Accident.
werewolf.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I know.
No. I like the music.
Oh, it's great. Emily
His face is
Perkins.
so funny.
Emily Perkins was in Juno in 2007, Ginger Snaps, and Ginger Snaps 2 Unleashed.
There's a third one too. It's like a prequel. No, I didn't like either of the sequels.
I didn't watch them. See what? Look at that. That's not scary at all. Flu. Why is he doing? What the fuck is he doing?
It's like he has to keep doing the teeth thing.
Do you think they just filmed all the T sequences at once and edited them in? They had
Probably.
to. The close-ups, like, hey, give us more teeth.
See, I'd laugh at that. That's funny. You're a funny guy, Seth. Now sit on my dick.
Huh. You know, I know they deem themselves the Losers Club and everything else, but you know, they're a group of 7. How many close friends did you really have in elementary school or whatever? If you were in a posse of 7 people, you're doing pretty fucking well, right?
Hell yeah.
I mean, most people had like 2 or 3 close friends, 1, 2. Beverly, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Stop.
Beverly's what?
Oh, I'm looking at pictures of Beverly now. Did she have like a weird bridge hook nose?
I don't know. You think she's related to Anthony Perkins?
I wouldn't know. Perkins seems to be a pretty common name.
They're Perkicizing.
Maybe it's her daughter and she was begat of anal sex. She's an ass baby.
Awesome.
That was a gay thing. So is he new there? Does he move there? Does he look like a young Miles Dyson?
Yeah.
He looks more like Miles Dyson than he does Tim Reed. And dude, I'm really shocked. I'm sure if we read the book, especially from people like Bauer, there would be a bunch of probably racist names, you know?
I think there is, isn't there?
I don't think there is in this. I don't recall. It's TV. But this is in 1961, I believe.
That was one of those bad things that you were allowed to say on TV then. It's like they didn't care. It's like nobody cares if you make fun of them.
I don't think I don't recall, but we'll see. But I think in the book, I'm pretty sure they did.
He says it right here. He says it here. I know he does.
Okay, let's see. Partner. That's not a racist. Hold on. He called him boy.
He just said it.
What
he talked over him saying it. He said the N-word here.
He said the N-word?
Yeah, he said the word though. He didn't say the N-word.
But he keeps calling him boy though. I think that's racist. I think he's calling him boy as far as the derogatory thing, you know, like slaves.
Yeah, he said rocket in the pocket to him. I thought he said it to the fat kid.
He really said the N-word? When did he say it?
He said it. You talked over it.
I don't think he did.
Well, you think I just imagined that shit?
I think you think it all the time because that's the world you want to live in, Zach. This your utopia will never exist, Zach.
How much money? I say it happened. You say it didn't. How much? You just pay me back all that money I just gave.
I'm not going to assist you in purifying the world and the race. Stop it.
You gonna pay me back all that money I just sent you?
Oh, for the SNES Classic.
Or sucking my dick. People don't know what I'm talking about.
Dude, like they're climbing over. What kids would climb over that barbed wire?
They fucked up.
I'm just saying, like, don't you think every kid that would like run up to that fence would be like, I don't know if I should do this, and they just all go for it. I mean, of course, it wasn't really barbed. You could tell it was like faked, and
that means they did too. Can you imagine Eddie Spaghetti climbing that fence with the barbed wire?
No, he'd be like the fucking little queer from Jurassic Park climbing that electric fence.
It's some kind of monster.
Dumb.
Some kind of monster. Your guitar, it's sounding very stock.
What? It's very stock to my ears. What do you want me to say? I love when he's fucking getting experimental with the fucking drums. Like, what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah, what the fuck was he doing? That was so weird.
It was so weird.
Oh, hey, I think he says it here again.
The bad word?
Yeah.
Let's see.
How much you gonna give me?
Let's listen. Shh. Wait. Where is it? Right here?
Yeah, he says
shh.
Fat boy, the Jew, and the sissy. 4 eyes and the patch girl too. Nigger, you know how to pick 'em.
Oh!
Little motherfucker.
He said it.
I thought he did because I read in the trivia that like every time they did a take where he said it, he got like sad. He's
the
like,
little boy like cried like the Indian on the PSAs.
No, the guy playing Bauer was just like, I'm sorry, man.
He was just sorry but he called the other guy a Jew and like a sissy.
Who cares if you get called a sissy? Oh, Bauer, he had no idea. He sees him throwing fucking rocks. He's like, rocks don't hurt. And then it hit him and he's like, oh shit, yeah, they do.
They're about to charge him and just go Braveheart. I know, it's really weird. The slowdown.
You motherfucker!
People don't do that anymore, like the slowdown shot. Is that supposed to add drama, or is it supposed to be like to assist in the effect of getting hit?
I don't know. They probably do it so that you can't tell if they didn't throw it hard enough to really hurt her.
Why did they flee? I mean, I know there's like twice as many of them, but they're like pipsqueaks, and one's a girl. What if I won't?
Put you in the hospital. 7.
The black kid just whip his dick out and slap him in the face with it, and beat him down.
Yeah, I'd fuck that kid. He probably got a big fat black dick.
So, I'll kill you.
I'll kill you all. I bet Henry Bowers thinking that too. He's like, that boy got a fat dick. I need to get him as one of my friends and we can jack off together.
In a junkyard? Well, he's a big bully, so he's probably repressing a whole bunch of stuff. He's a self-loathing bully, and he picks on and makes fun of the things that he really is himself. So he's probably, a closet guy that wants to suck, you know all about it, Zach.
A fat black dick.
Not even. He wants to fucking suck Eddie's spaghetti. His noodle.
Exactly. Don't put your arm around me, fat fuck.
It's really weird. He looks sweaty. He looks constantly sweaty.
That's the life of a fat man.
Look, they did this picture so perfectly. They didn't even like plan on where we're gonna be, you know? He just like sat it down and hit the timer, and they all knew exactly where to pose and stand.
Yeah.
Okay, so Pennywise the clown. What does he say? Did they give some backstory here?
Yeah, right here.
I want to hear this.
Damn, my back hurts. Fuck me. The ass. I drew that shit out.
But Pennywise the clown wouldn't have been wearing that modern clown getup hundreds of years ago, I doubt. You know?
You don't know his life.
This part
what he's wearing.
I always thought this part was really cool. I mean, obviously it's a stunt double that's doing all his flips, but they did a really good job because it certainly isn't very noticeable.
How you gonna guess that ain't really Tim Curry doing that?
Maybe he has a background. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. But look, it looks pretty legit. I mean, I like cut right there. But look, he clearly did a little bit because that's clearly Tim Curry because they don't cut away again. See?
Yeah.
Oh wait, they did cut right there, but that was him. That looked like the same guy.
Kill you all.
I'll drive you crazy and I'll kill you all. Kill you all.
His mouth is so animated. I just want to feel it on my cock.
Dude, Tim Curry's amazing. I mean, have you seen him lately? It's too bad. I think he's got like MS or something. I don't know but he's like, he's stuck in a wheelchair and he can't like move his mouth. It's like he had a bad stroke or something, you know?
Really?
Yeah, and of course he put on a lot of weight because he's not mobile and he can't really talk. He can't like move his face. It's like paralyzed. It's really sad because he's probably the single greatest character actor. He's so good. And what kills me is he's one of my favorite actors, but I actually don't like the role he's most famous for. I don't like Rocky Horror. I've never been into it. But there's so much.
It like twice.
I'm just not into it. But I love him in Clue. I love Home Alone 2.
I never seen Clue.
You never seen Clue? That's really good. It's got a good ensemble cast, and he's really good. He's always super animated. He's just super alive. He's great. Really quotable too. He delivers lines incredibly. And he was the voice in the Wild Thornberrys.
Kill Georgie, you bastard.
Oh, you bastard! You killed Georgie, you bastard! Where are you now, huh? Where are you now?
You kind of sound like Hank Hill, dude.
Yeah. Where are you now?
Where are you now?
Who would do that?
If he just showed up and killed the fuck out of him.
Bastard! I'll see you now. Would you do that with your friends, like just where they can see you walk about 20 paces forward and just kind of shout in the air?
I don't know, maybe.
It's kind of like the Jennifer Love Hewitt thing, and I know what you did last summer. What are you waiting for, huh?
Yeah. What are you waiting for? I watched that movie like 20 times because it was like big when it came out, and I still fucking forget. Like, it's like it hits a point where everything that happens after that just leaves my mind immediately. It's like I remember the setup and stuff, and then it's like it gets to a certain point, and then I just blank on everything. And then even after I watch it, like 2 months later, I'm like, what the fuck happened at the end of that again?
I don't know. It's a shitty movie, man. I don't like that. Scream started a horrible fucking plague of shitty teen horror movies that, I mean, horror movies were always like teen based. I mean, that's not new, I guess. Like Halloween was, teenagers, but there's just something about it. Was like the Dawson Creek era, the Kevin Williamson era. And it was just, I don't know. It wasn't scary at all. Those movies aren't scary.
Mm-hmm.
What's that fucking horror movie with Barry Watson, the Seventh Heaven guy? They all have like somebody from the WB. Is that shit? He shit all over the floor, Pennywise?
That's what it looked like.
It looked like Dookie, man. Is it gonna explode and have Dookie in it? How come his didn't have blood in it? Everybody's has blood or something in it, and he didn't get any. It'd be funny if Pennywise called him the N-word. I don't know why. I mean, it'd be horrible, but as if Pennywise really knows race if he's some intergalactic being that's been around millions of years.
Intergalactic.
Gotta love that cross promotion. Fucking Perfect Strangers. We all know what station this originally aired on, ABC.
What the is that what they were watching? I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, it used to be a TGIF show starring Bronson Pinchot as Balky. Dude, his wife looks like a man. And she's got one of those old-fashioned, like, man haircuts. Look, these guys are older and shit, and they still don't have a kid yet. They're talking about making a baby. She's, like, sewing and shit.
They need to just drop that. Never have a kid. That shit's stupid.
Ugh, he's a sex maniac. I don't want to think about those two fucking.
I thought about getting a what's it called? What's that shit called?
A dick tattooed on your forehead?
No, where you can't have a kid.
What? You want a kid?
No, where you can't have a kid. What's that called?
Oh, a vasectomy? You want one?
Yeah, I thought about getting that.
Why do you want one?
Because I don't want no kids ever.
But you love kids. You like your niece.
Yeah, but she's the only one. Everybody else sucks.
If you had your own kid, you would feel that way. Everybody else's kids suck, but my kid are like closely related to kids. And I don't know. Are you in a hurry to get a vasectomy? Or are you getting like punani like every night, like 24/7, like tap?
Oh, I'm bathing in the pussy.
That newsflash: you have to have sex with another woman to have a baby, Zach. So as long as you like balance it out,
I'm a hermaphrodite, so I can fuck my own pussy. As long as you fuck more
dudes, as long as you fuck more dudes than you do women, you're probably all right.
I'm actually a hermaphrodite, though. I can fuck my own pussy.
I always wondered that. It's like a hermaphrodite is easily. I mean, they're either the most depressed individuals or the happiest individuals, depending on how you look at it. Because you imagine they can fucking do both. They can stroke the dick while like flipping the bean.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking the other day, like, Siamese twins. You think like if they masturbate is considered like incest?
That's weird.
And if they're like joined at the hip or something, or actually, you know what I was just thinking right now? This is gonna blow your mind, motherfucker. If they're joined at the head and they just have one brain, like, who gets the orgasm?
I don't think Siamese twins ever have one brain. Do they?
I don't know. I
don't think that works. I don't think that's possible. I think I've heard of them sharing one heart. But if they had one brain, it would just be one person, right?
I don't know. Crazy. But that'd be cool.
Crazy. Dude, like, how does that...
Or even if they do have two brains and they only have one dick, who gets the orgasm?
Well, that aside, like Siamese twins in general, like I've heard about Siamese twins that aren't separated and they grow up living, and then, one of them will be single, one of them will be married. I'm like, how does that arrangement work? And the wife obviously has to be cool with it. So do they put a blanket over the other one's head and make them fall asleep like a bird when they fuck?
Oh, hopefully you'd be able to fuck them both. It'd be like,
or maybe like he'd be able to feel it too. That'd be crazy. You think when his Siamese brother's getting his cock ridden, he's on the side, even if he's got like a pillowcase over his head, he's still kind of getting a boner and kind of jerking off?
Yeah,
because he can still smell the stank going on.
Or he just fills everything. That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
Dude, that could be seriously kinky, man, because she's like, she could be riding the one dick and jerking him off at the same time.
Yeah, they should just embrace it. Fuck it. Like every sexual encounter is a 3-way.
Riverman just sent me a picture. Of course, I said, hey, we're going to record tonight. You want to? Oh, let me see, maybe, but he never does. But he just sent me a picture of an autographed VHS copy of Rock and Roll High School Forever by the Feldman.
Did he
himself.
get it? Did he get it or someone else have it?
What's that? Sorry?
Did he get it or does somebody else have it?
No, I think he probably did because he saw Corey Feldman live a few months back, and I think he got it signed.
Did you listen to his album yet?
Did I listen to what? You're cutting out, Zach.
Did you listen to Corey Feldman's album yet?
I'm not gonna listen to that shit. I've watched some of his music videos and shit on YouTube, but I'm not gonna listen to the album.
Did you hear the song I sent you?
Oh, I don't remember, man. I'm gonna look him up on Spotify and save him right now. I bet she's on Spotify. I hope he is.
I sent you a song. I forgot what it was called, but like the top comment was like, "This sounds like Bill Cosby taking a shit," and it did. It was crazy.
Well, I'm about to find him right now. He's here, dude.
I love
it.
I love how shitty the album cover looks too.
The Angelic to the Core album, or the Former Child Actor. That one looks dramatic.
I'm talking about the Angelic to the Core one.
Dude, the cover for the single "Go For It" looks really fucking ridiculous too. He's got a single. The cover is called "Remember 222," Corey song in parentheses, and it's a Corey Haim tribute. And it's got a hand drawn on the front with the devil horns, and on the pinky it says Haim. On the index finger it says Feldman, and then on the thumb it says Corey. And then it's like a tattoo on the hand that's got the two Coreys doing the fucking horns together. It looks fucking so stupid. But he's on Spotify and he's only got 3,504 monthly listeners. That's very, very poor, by the way. And his number one stream song is "Go For It," featuring Snoop Dogg.
Dude, if Snoop Dogg will do that for money, we should get him to do a commentary with us.
He'll do anything for money. Dude, this sounds like he made it on fucking GarageBand.
Nice. Yeah, you might want to stop that, otherwise YouTube will probably flag us. Fucking YouTube.
Oh, I'm sorry. You think they will?
If we play
Dude, no one's
of it.
gonna. Dude, he released that album independently. No one's gonna flag that shit.
You sure?
I don't know. If you take it out, if you want, just put a series of fucking Pennywise laughing. You know, do you have Prince Hour in a can? You don't. Well, you better let the poor guy out. So if Zach does end up cutting that out because YouTube, which I don't think they would, but you probably should. I was playing Corey Feldman's hits.
Actually, there's 2 discs on the album, right?
I don't fucking know, dude.
I think it's 2 discs.
Yeah, it's a lot of fucking tracks. It probably is.
Read like. Oh God, I'm trying to remember what the song that I sent you sounded like.
I'll read you the tracks, man. The first track is Ascension Millennium. Then it's Love and Lies, Angelic to the Core, Forbid and Attraction, featuring Kaya Jones, Cross the Line, Remix 1.6, Bad People, Duh, with an exclamation point, Everybody, featuring Doc Ice. That's like Dr. Dre and Ice Cube mixed together, I guess. Lickety Splickety, featuring Corrupt with a K. Lickety Splickety, featuring Corrupt with a K.
What the fuck?
Go For It, featuring Snoop Dogg. Test 1, featuring SB and Scott Page. Oh my God, Seamless, featuring Fred Durst.
Yeah, I remember hearing there.
Oh my god. I gotta play it, Zach. I know I'm trying to hold back. Fuck.
Yeah, you gotta listen to the song that I sent you before. Keep reading them, and I'll tell you. We gotta put "Seamless" with Fred Durst at the end of the commentary. We will.
And I want to make sure it's Fred Durst's part.
Exactly.
Both
I'll
of them.
play the whole fucking song, man.
"Wanna Break Free" featuring Truth Movement, "Negativity," "You Got Me," "Baby Blue Eyes," "For My Love." Notice every song with the word "for" in it has a number 4 because he's hip, like All For One. "We Wanted Change," "Take a Stand."
That one. Play "We Wanted Change," and I want to hear your reaction to
right now.
Yeah, do it,
dude. What if we can't put it on the YouTubes?
Well, then I'll cut it out of the YouTube version.
Okay, so I'm gonna listen to it now. On YouTube, it might be some it yuckin', but here.
Guess you're the first.
Does it go anywhere?
He sings like that through the whole song. You got to get to the chorus at least. You got to get to the chorus.
The chorus. Let's see.
And just picture Bill Cosby taking a shit.
Oh, this is annoying. This makes me want to I don't know, kill something. It sounds like he's play singing, like he's not really singing, like he's joking around with his friends, like ah.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
I see what the Bill Cosby thing is all about, but it kind of reminds me more of a poor man's David Lee Roth scatting, you know, shoo-ba-dee-bop. But it's kind of the same thing. Look at this, it's like Quantum Leap. It's like Chan in Mortal Kombat, and he's going to heaven.
I love this shot where his feet come up to him, like.
Look at that. It's really weird, dude. You know the feet are fake.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, it would. Bounce.
He could probably suck his own dick.
So I like how he eats one kid and he's coming back for more. But why doesn't he... Hold on. Bounce. He's going to yell it. So when he comes back, he obviously wants seconds. Why doesn't he actually take Bauer? Why does he just turn his hair white and leave him there, you know? You know what I'm saying?
He sucks the cum out of his balls.
Oh, it's like The Eclipse, dude. Did you watch The Eclipse the other day? Everybody won't shut up about?
I couldn't see it.
No.
I was driving around trying to see it. I was driving around listening to Total Eclipse of the Heart trying to see the eclipse, and I couldn't find it.
It was overcast, so nobody noticed it here, but you know, I watched the video
because cloudy where I am.
Yeah, me too. And they had a festival, like an eclipse music festival, where they got Ozzy Osbourne to play Bark at the Moon during the eclipse because they knew exactly how long it was going to last. And I watched the footage of that, and that was honestly the best footage I've seen of the eclipse because it literally gets pitch black. It's like nighttime. It's so crazy how dark it gets, and some guy is filming the fucking moon, and it literally is fast. Like the thing is just moving, then it covers the sun for a handful of moments, and then it moves away. And so 2 minutes into the video, it's like daylight again. It's really trippy. The Deadlights, man.
He looked like that looked like one of the bosses you kill in Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, they got a bunch. They always have a really clear weakness.
Yeah, like when it's flying over you, it has like those little
Glowy things.
fucking and you got
Reminds me of every boss ship in like Gradius or any shooter game where they got like that vulnerable point that's glowing or whatever.
We want it together.
That was pretty good, man.
Dude, it looks like
Look at that.
Rivers.
Riverman's coming online. Yeah, we're not gonna bring him in. Don't. We've only got like fucking 6 minutes left.
Just let him.
No, dude, no. Maybe he can come on for part 2, but we only got 5 minutes left. Come on, folks. We're not gonna let him in now.
Is he calling?
He's calling me. You hear it buzzing?
Yeah, I guess if we answer it, we won't be able to hear him on the recording anyway.
Yeah, so I mean, we're almost done.
Bill! Hey, Bill, you let me die, Bill. You let me go out there, Bill, and he got me, Bill.
He looks creepy here.
He does.
He killed me, Bill.
Baby, what do you think you're doing down here with these boys? Now get home.
Little Bill.
Little Bill.
Betty, I got a boner and he's sucked.
Okay. There ain't nothing there.
This went by fast.
It really did. The whole thing goes by pretty fast, like I was saying.
I probably sucked, dude. I don't remember anything that happened. I think those muscle relaxers are really strong.
This is really weird.
Yeah.
It's like overdubbed. It reminds me of those videos on YouTube of those people that talk like this in the whispers and they smack and they help you sleep.
Yeah.
There's this one chick that does those videos and she's fucking hotter than hell. I subscribe to her and her thing is she always does role play videos and she'll sit there and talk to you in the role that she's playing. And like, for example, she does like a Wizard of Oz one where she dresses up as Dorothy and she's talking to you like this. You gotta get
Yeah, I found a chick that was real hot too. I don't remember.
Oh my
I
god,
don't think
dude!
she
Like,
does it anymore.
I watch it and it relaxes me. But I beat off to her first, and then I really fall asleep. Then it really works. So I don't know if it's her methods that are working or if it's the fact that I come a gallon. I don't know,
Dude, go to Pornhub and put in the SMR or whatever they are.
They have
Do the
those.
same yeah, they do the same shit. They're like, I'm gonna suck your dick.
I love that look on his face. Oh,
I want to fuck his face. How much
look
makeup
at
do you
this.
think this took?
Look at this. Why is this thing bust his head open like it's paper mache? Look
Yeah,
at that.
I
Look at the
like
look on
that
his face.
shot. Yeah. You're letting the light out of my head, bitch.
Look at that. Looks fucking ridiculous. I love that. That fucking claymation shit. It looks really weird.
I wonder what he saw
So-
when he looked into the light.
He pulled off Georgie's fucking arm. Why can't he pull off their arms? Look at that.
Yeah.
It looks ridiculous. It's like a Men in Black fucking alien arm.
Wee!
I wonder if at the end of the book, I don't recall, did they really kill Pennywise?
I think so, yeah.
I just think it's really weird how, like, at the end of the movie, they just, they hit it and it's Deadlights and that solves everything. You see a big fireworks show inside his Deadlights. It's really weird. And then when they find him weak, they chase him down and then they push him over and just start digging out the innings of his Deadlights. I'm like, I don't know. It's really weird.
Promise. Dude, I really don't remember like much of what happened while we were doing this.
What do you mean?
Like, yeah, like I don't remember much of anything.
Because you're like the kids, right? You're forgetting everything.
Yeah.
Zach, promise me that if I call you to do part 2 of this, that you'll answer that call, and we'll finish the
Exactly,
job.
Yeah.
Promise me. Yeah. I swear. Like, I get it. They all swore to each other, but I mean, I don't know. I'm surprised that, well, I guess they all didn't honor their promise. One of them killed himself. The coward. I'm just kidding.
Did he kill himself, or did the fucking it show up?
So why did he kill himself, but then like smear the word "it" on the wall in blood?
Yeah,
maybe like that's kind of weird. That's almost like a signature of someone that killed him. But I don't know. Like they talk about how he was really fucked up because he saw the Deadlights, and that, you know, he obviously has an encounter with it after the fact, and the other kids don't. So maybe it triggered something, and it was like a Bauer thing, right? Where he kind of had this like control over him, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, because he does with Bauer too. He kind of has this connection with him. Oh man, here it is. This is a pretty good cliffhanger to the first part.
Mm-hmm.
How weird would that be? Like everything was fine. Like to her, everything was fine. Like 5 minutes ago when she was watching Perfect Strangers, and he wanted to go fuck her and make a baby, and then all of a sudden she goes up there and he's just dead in the bathtub. It's absolutely fucked up. It's
okay?
A cool. Why is it so weird that he folded his clothes up in the toilet? Look at that. Oh, why do he like put his hand out? Why do you want to make a mess for his wife? For effect.
Dramatic effect. He looks like he just saw a ghost.
Yeah, it's a pretty creepy shot. The steam's great. The look on his face is great.
That'd be funny if he's just like, I'm just joking, babe.
Okay, so that was the end of the first part. It's got a pretty cool cliffhanger. We're gonna return with the second part of it. And knock it out. Zach doesn't like the second part as much. You know, the kids are great. So
I can only do better. Like, I won't fucking take muscle relaxers for that one.
Oh, do you think
I was out of it, man?
Do you think you were a little inebriated? You thought it
maybe? I really don't. I don't remember much of anything.
Zach, you're such a fuck up, man.
I fucked up.
Take the job seriously. Don't do drugs. It's on the podcast.
I've never even taken those shits before. That might be why.
Wow. Everybody, leave us a review on how Zach did and whether or not he should take muscle relaxers. I thought it was fine. I didn't notice, Zach. You just seem chill, man. You seem chill. Actually, if anything, the muscle relaxers, they caused you to make less like pedophilia jokes. And it wasn't very sexual.
That sucks.
You only made a couple of like dick jokes with the little black kid. So it was actually an improvement.
Did I?
You only made a couple, man.
I don't remember.
I don't think you said the word nut once.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So
that's a fuck up.
We'll see, man. But we'll return with part 2. And, as usual, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, much appreciated. We love you to death. Make sure you subscribe there and share us with your friends. But unless you didn't know already, go over and check us out on iTunes and now the Stitcher app for you Android lovers and Apple users, and soon to be the Google Play Store. But check us out over there on all those places where you can find the non-neutered versions of these podcasts, where we don't have to censor anything. And we don't have to completely remove everything. Like, we have to take out the music. We have to take out the movie playing behind us, which adds effects. And we have to. But if you go over there, we can keep all that stuff, and we add little fun intros. We can be extra funny and great. And if you go on YouTube, your iTunes, you can also hear the Corey Feldman shit. We're going to play some Corey Feldman music featuring Fred Durst. It's going to be hilarious. I'm looking forward to listening to it because it's fucking retarded. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that's not very PC.
You can give us reviews too on the Stitcher and all that shit.
Yeah, leave us 5-star reviews on all that and share us with your friends. And, be on the lookout once again for the all new revivalhouse.net. And we will catch you guys next time.